Good morning. My name is Bill Kitch. I work for AAF Flanders. My discussion this morning is around a dynamic new software that provides the ability to design and configure air filtration systems in clean environments. VisionAir Clean is the latest in a series of software programs, interactive software development by AAF Flanders through science-based algorithms. This software enables the user to optimize air change rates, thereby improving long-term operating costs of a given space. The software also has the capability to identify particles, contamination generation from equipment and people. VisionAir Clean is designed primarily for clean room applications in the life sciences, microelectronics, biosafety, food and beverage, and healthcare arenas. This presentation is meant to be a high-level overview of this software, and we'll be glad to go into much more detail if you'd like to visit our booth at booth 526. So this software allows the user to design and build multiple room clean environments. It can be used for multiple market segments, perform total cost of ownership, TCO calculations on the entire air filtration system. It provides a 3D rendering of your virtual design and configuration. You can obtain Revit drawings, generate reports on recovery time and air change rate optimizations. The software includes a complete technical library of all the industry standards and international guidelines that we use for all of these industries. And we really feel that the biggest opportunity to use this software will be in the design of HVAC systems. So let me briefly walk you through this program. It starts out with customer details, where you would be supplying the company name, contact information, contact person, email address, contact number, city and state of the project where the project is taking place, new project or existing. And then your project information screen through drop-down menus provides an industrial sector, followed by a facility type and a project ID, if there is a project ID, geographic location, and country and city. And yes, this software is a global software. It can be used anywhere in the world for project, clean room project data. The financial, and additionally, the environmental particulate data is part of this software. It's based on PM 2.5, and wherever the project is taking place, you can look at the environmental particulate data of the location, and it will provide you that information, and it's the only software that will do this. In regards to the financial information, obviously depending on what country your project is taking place, it will guide you through currency, kilowatt hour cost, the filter service labor rate, and if there's a specialized service labor rate, and additionally the inflation rate that you can put in manually based on your project and the length of your project. Where you see number 2, our add rooms area, This is essentially where you would select the number of rooms to be supplied in a calculation from a single HVAC system. You may have one room, may have multiple rooms. You can this software will calculate that off of one HVAC system. The room classification area, basically again through drop-down menus, can be used through GMP, showing a grade A, grade B, grade C area, whatever that area may be for your project. It also provides ISO 14644-1, whether your classification is ISO 3, 4, 5, whatever that may be. It also allows through FDA the ISO classification, and based on the classification that you choose, it provides the particle size data for that classification that you can enter into this program. Under the contamination load, this is where you would add stage filter efficiencies on supplied air, on the supplied air you require. Whether it's stage 1 MERV 8, stage 2 MERV 12, that can all manually be added into this program. Additionally, on both supply and exhaust air. Additionally, on the control button, number 5, this allows you to add the number of people that would occupy this clean space, along with the clothing type, depending on the type of clean room that your project that you have. It also allows for has an additional equation for any additional contamination that the project manager may view as viable. This will ultimately affect your contamination level within the clean space, but it's there to be able to be used if need be. Number 6, the room design basically allows you to add a room ID if needed. The room area which is divided by width, depth, and height, and the air changes per hour that are required. The number 7, the clean room contamination and clean room recovery time. All of this information is based on the input that you've put into the system up to this point. The contamination chart will calculate the contamination level, basically the amount of particles versus the recovery time to get you back to your room classification that you've chosen. Moving on to what we refer to as our TCO room screen information. The number 1, the supplied housing filter selection. This is where you would select your supply housing filter, and supply filter. And additionally, it gives you the option of another supply housing or supply filter for a comparison. So if you wanted to, as an example, if you wanted to compare membrane media to glass media, you could do this by providing an option. Number 2, basically is a 3D image. This provides a 3D image of the products that you've selected, which I think is very unique and no other program provides. And 3 and 4, these screens provide a total TCO on the housing and filter, basically total system on the 2 options that you've selected. The bottom screen, moving to the bottom screen, moves into our AHU information section, starting out with system parameters. Again, this is where you would enter your operation hours per day, your days per week. Your total system airflow is calculated here, which is calculated from the sum of the supply air needed to operate the room at the selected air changes per hour that you've selected. Additionally, you can put in here the overall fan efficiency of the HVAC unit. The existing AHU filters allows you to put in each stage of existing filtration. You can also optimize that AHU, those existing filters you can optimize. These are the filters selected as an option, or the new, what you would use in a new design. Again, entering filter types at each stage. Continuing on with the AHU, where you see the number 1. Again, this software will provide a 3D animation of the filters that have been selected. In number 2, the TCO of the AHU filtration system is a graph and table which is providing the TCO calculations from the existing filters in the AHU and the optimized filters selected from the AHU. And essentially, this is looking at how often the filters are changed and the energy impact involved in this change. The software provides the optimum change-out time based on calculations to find your lowest total cost of ownership point. Additionally, sorry about that. Additionally, the last animation shows what you have selected and if you've entered from a total room perspective. The animation can be turned 360 degrees. You can look at it from all angles. You can also focus in on the filters that you've selected. You can, through animation, you can turn the filters and look at them from any direction. And the last point of this animation, you can download the specifications for each of the filters that you've selected. So the software provides a full report page. The software will provide basically an executive summary of the current system, the proposed solution, and basically what that means to the person using it or to the person that's providing the information on the given project. It provides a system comparison, an overview and breakout, and a TCO on both the existing and selected air filtration for makeup, supply, and exhaust system design. Additionally, the report shows the recovery time graph and contamination level graph, and the software will not only provide specifications on all the filters that you've selected, it provides specifications on the total system, basically the filter and the housing together. And again, a 3D animation of the product and the system design you have selected. As I mentioned earlier, a technical library that provides standards and international guidelines is also available in the reports on the final report page. So now that we've kind of given a 100,000-foot overview of this software, how do you get access to this software? You can go to the AAF website, www.aafintl.com, and once you're on the website, you would connect with the Commercial and Industrial tab, which will lead you to a login or registration page. If you've already registered, you can go and log in at this point, but if you have not registered, then to register, you would go to click on the registration page, and you would follow the directions from registration, which takes you to the VisionAir Clean button. Once you click on that, the VisionAir Clean application, fill out the new user information form, and you'll receive access to the software within 48 hours. Once you have access and you log in, you put your mouse over the cursor, over the tools text, and then click on the VisionAir Clean button, and this will provide you access to the software. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, if you'd like more details on how this software operates or have further questions, you can speak with me or come to our booth. Our booth is 526, and we'll run you through the software in more detail. Thank you very much.